good to be in trees during thunder, right? It's better than being out in the open, right?
When the thunder doesn't matter, it's the lightning.
It's not the thunder that gets you. Kendall's just helping me with my elementary understanding of weather. Turns out, it's not the thunder that gets you. It's the lightning. That's what you should really watch out for, folks at home. All right, another day. Back on the LaSalle's, going to Gold Basin, going to collect stoneflies, and visit a new couple of rock glaciers. Okay, before we get into the video, let me give you a bit more context. First, welcome to the channel's first ever episode. We hope you enjoy the video and subscribe for future episodes. All right, for this episode, we are working on two separate but overlapping projects: surveying for a rare mountain stonefly in collaboration with the Forest Service, and a second project focused on hydrology of rock glacier-fed streams in mountain areas like the LaSalle's. In this episode, those two projects are aligning, and we're surveying for the focal stonefly in this area called Gold Basin, which is hydrologically dominated by two big rock glaciers. We're into the head end of the basin now, and there's a stream off to our right that we started poking around for aquatic insects, and doesn't appear to flow year-round, which that in of itself is not super surprising, but it's a rather significant and perennial looking stream. So Kendall was wondering if it maybe goes subsurface or dries up lower down, but continues to flow maybe more uphill. So we're gonna kind of poke around for its source, which is probably the rock glaciers in some capacity. Still not seeing much. So we can tell, or it's at least a good rule of thumb, how much something flows year-round by what the community looks like in it. So some species like black flies and flatworms seem fine with intermittent streams, whereas others like stoneflies and caddisflies and what people call the EPT taxa because of their order names, they only live in mountain streams and perennial flowing non-intermittent streams. There are desert examples of flashy streams that have those species, but they're adapted to those places, not in the mountains. So maybe we'll keep going in this evening, Kendall. Yeah, still nothing. It's a little mountain tarn that we found. I'm guessing this dries up seasonally, but I don't really know. Probably a major source of the large number of mosquitoes that are in this basin. Note I'm wearing a puffy insulated jacket, not because it's cold. Kendall has a thinner wind shirt, which is great for repelling mosquitoes, that I did not bring such a piece of clothing. So what we're doing now is we went to our first rock glacier site, and we've always known there's another rock glacier in the back of this basin, and so we had a little time today and decided to go have a look at it and see what kind of water is coming out of it. Oh, that is how you tear your pants on a log. Not the first time. All right, rock glacier number 2 of the day, at least on foot. We saw this from the drone. We'll show some of that. And there is in fact a stream. Cool. So we will do a little bit of work. Well, I guess since I already have the GoPro going, let's go ahead and get a sense. Nothing on the first rock. Nothing on the second rock, just some midges, which are commonly in intermittent mountain streams as well. Thunder. We probably don't want to be at almost 11,000 feet on a rock field, but amidst the thunder, we can point out this really clear side of the lobe of the rock glacier right there. That's the steep front. Yeah, really cool. All right, let's go downhill. It's good to be in trees during thunder, right? It's better than being out in the open, right?
Yeah. When the thunder doesn't matter, it's the lightning.
It's not the thunder that gets you. Kendall's just helping me with my elementary understanding of weather. Turns out, it's not the thunder that gets you. It's the lightning. That's what you should really watch out for, folks at home. It's like people that say, I'm not afraid of heights, I'm afraid of falling. All right, so there's a dry stream channel, and then the water comes back like right here. This talus slope like feeds in, because it was totally bone dry up there, and then right here, let's maybe walk down there and just check it out, and maybe use that as our spot to sample. I want to find the spot where where the water starts again. Here it is. So, no water in the stream up here. Almost fell. No water up here. And then right here, water. So this is the stream channel. lower down from the last place we were, back to being bare. So there must have been water that came in from that talus slope, and then it dries up again, and then it flows again lower down, which maybe this talus slope brings in a larger volume of water. I'm not sure. It's very hydrologically interesting. Kendall's convinced that we hiked this way on the way in, and
Not anymore.
okay,
It's a similar.
it is similar. It's easy to the way the trail goes. Last spot of the day. Kendall, are you seeing anything? Yeah. Still not seeing much. So I take a lot of videos during the day that don't make it into the final cut. And this was going to be one of them until I was playing it back on the computer and I noticed all these white worm-like creatures flowing down the current. And I think what's happening here is they aren't aquatic. We aren't seeing them when we're flipping rocks, but instead they're probably falling off bushes next to the stream and then getting swept down with the water. So didn't see that in person, but neat to see it on the playback. As we hike out, let's review what we learned today. After exploring a new basin, we found widespread stream intermittency. The rock glaciers and talus slopes clearly produce a fair amount of water, but in these desert mountains, that water is quickly depleted by dry soil, plant growth, and evaporation. This led to a very interesting pattern of off and on stream flow throughout the basin. Basically, whenever we were near a source, water was flowing, but that stream quickly went dry as soon as we went downstream. And because of this, we didn't find any evidence of the rare stonefly we were looking for, or any aquatic insects for that matter that require year-round stream flow to complete their life cycle. But still, this was the type of day that drew me to research, exploring a high mountain basin and learning a bit more about these understudied places.